Hey guys, welcome back. So today I thought that I would use up some of the canes that I've already made instead of making another cane today. And I have this triangle right here. And I thought I would make a pendant and a pair of earrings with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again cut this in half. And I'm going to set that aside for now. And this is the perfect size for the pendant. So I'm going to cut 6 shapes with this. Or 6 shapes. I'm going to cut 6 slices out of it. And then we will use this for a pendant. So this is a little over 3/4. I want to make sure that it's going to be 2 inches. So I'm going to just cut it like that. Okay, and hopefully this will be the size that I need. And I move them now because if I don't, then they get all distorted. Because if you cut them all and then try and piece them off, then yeah, for me, everything gets stuck and then it's really hard. So we're going to do one more. So it's a good way to use your canes. So now I'm going to take a piece of paper to put this on, because that way I can rotate the paper without touching this. And these are just really easy pendants. You can put it on a, you can use a 2mm piece of leather. You can do a wire choker. You can do any kind of cord through this, even chain. So I'm going to show you how we attach these and how we make our backing bail for this. Usually it shows I don't sell very many pendants. I'll sell earrings and I'll sell necklaces, but pendants on their own, it's like people are looking for, I don't know, something theme specific, or they don't buy pendants. So you can probably use this as a focal and add some beads around it too. Okay, so we're going to take 3 of these. I'm going to plop them together here. Actually, I think we need this one. Okay, and then we're just going to make sure that they're nice and straight all the way across. See how it's got that little bit of a curve? I don't want that. And this end one's a little bit thicker than the rest. So we're going to have to change that as well. Okay, now we're going to do the same with this side. This one is going to be this side. Okay, so now we're going to take this and we're going to slide it over. Not sure which side looks better. I think this matches. But for some reason, this one is not matching. So that one matches. Maybe it's just the way it's cut. This is that thicker one. And then this goes with this, like that, right? Okay. Alright, so now we're just going to play around with it. Gonna make sure that they sit right next to each other. Again, this one's a little thicker. Peel some of that off. Oop. Okay, so now we're just going to take a knitting needle. Okay, what I'm trying to get is 2 inches. So I do need to stretch it just a little bit. And I need to get rid of the hole that's in the center. So we're just going to push these to the center. Got a fly that's stuck in here since I have the door shut. Okay, so we're going to take these and just push them in a little more. I don't really worry if I don't have my shape because I am using a cutter because I want it to be pretty consistent. When I'm done playing with it like this, then I end up losing a little bit of it. I'll take a look at the other side. Alright, we're going to try a big roller. I'm going to go back to this side because I actually like the other side better. Okay, so now we're going to take it off the paper because I think now we need it to stick. It's the only way I'm going to get this to move and close on us. See how it's already closing up? And just go very lightly, and that way you don't distort your pattern. Okay, so that side's pretty much closed up. Let's look at this side. And then again, when you sand it, you're going to get it all nice and pretty again. So make sure all of your edges are touching. Okay. So now we're just trying to get rid of some of those lines in the center. Make it look like one cohesive unit. Okay. So now the fun part. And the fun part is making sure we got this nice and perfectly round. So I'm going to move this down just so that my head's not in the shot. Okay, and I want that flower to be even. And I like these two right here to be even, and then right here. So I'm going to line those up with the bar. And I'm going to line that up right there. And I want to make sure I've got the same amount of flower on each side. So that goes into the pink. I think that's going to be it right there. Okay, make sure that goes down on it. Okay, so we're going to put this in the oven just the way it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dome it. This is why I don't like doing it on paper, but okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the largest one, and I'm going to set that right on the top so that it's even. And then basically you're just going to move this around. This is a little over. Okay, and no sanding yet, no nothing. My corners are pretty sharp. Okay, so you're just putting it on. I don't know if you can see that real well, until everything is touching nicely. Okay, now you can see this is cane that I made a couple of weeks ago. So you get these little areas right here. They're starting to crack. So we're just going to run this over it. Okay, and then I sand it when I'm done anyways. And just nice not having those cracks to begin with. Over here. You have a big long one right there. Okay, so that's done. So the one thing I want to do with this is the way it's going to sit curved is I want to make a bail, but I want the bail to go on the inside so that it's hidden. So I'm using these, and if you know who Jan Montarsi is, he is a polymer clay artist. I think he's done a lot of tutorials. He's been out there in magazines and stuff like that. But he uses these on his bails for his pendants, and he asked me to make the shape for him. And so that's what I did. And it's a great shape, great for hidden bails. So now I just got to find a color. And it looks like I used peacock pearl on this. So I'm going to grab some peacock pearl. Actually, it's a little darker, but I don't care because nobody's going to see it anyways. So as long as it's close, and then this darkens up anyways when it comes out of the oven. So I'm pretty sure it's peacock pearl that I'm using. Okay, and I've got this set at a number 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is just cut it. And then on the very small one, the one on the end, I'm going to lay this. Now this, I think I already said, but it's a 1 inch. Okay, so we're just going to turn that over. I don't care at this point. Okay, we're just going to lay it on the small one. And I normally texture it, but I'm not this time because I'm going to make another one to put over this after it's baked. And that way I'll texture it and hopefully it'll blend in. It's kind of hard when you're using a pattern though. But the way that it's going to bake, as you can see, is it's going to bake like that. And then this will sit on the back to where these holes, you know, will have a space on the back of the pendant where you can just slide anything through it. That's what's so cool about these. So that might have been hard to understand. So as soon as it's done, I will show you. Okay, so now we're going to just do a pair of earrings, and we're going to do the same thing. So I'm not going to share that with you. Where's that other piece? Okay, so I need to make this about I don't know, about 1/2 inch. I'm going to make 2 more exactly like this, but smaller. And I'm going to lay 2 down on this, and then I will take a peacock green and cut 2 more shapes, not of these. I think I'm going to do the earrings. I think I'm going to do 1 inch. So I'm going to make 2 of these in regular peacock pearl and 2 of these with that pattern, and that way this will be the back of it, and it'll be a lot easier to close up. And then as soon as these come out of the oven, I will show you what we'll do with them. So I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, so I'm back, and I thought of something else. So before I put this in the oven, I'm going to change my mind here. And what I mean by that is I'm going to leave this the way it is, but I'm going to we're going to go a 6 on the pasta machine. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to put a backing on this. And that way when I put that other small piece on the back, it's all going to match. This way the pattern's not going to show on the back like I had previously had it. So I think it'll work out better though. So I just wanted to show you that and let you know that I changed it before I came back and you said, oh, wait a minute, that's not how it looked before it went in. Okay, so we're going to just try and save as much as we can. Okay, so now yeah, new cut, new cracks. So when you make these, it's best to try and get it done quicker more than later, and that's why I'm trying to use up my cane now so that I can avoid this. So now it's going to be just a tad bit thicker. So I'm going to put that right on top, just about right there. Right there. Okay, so now we're back to where we were. Ah, no, we're not. Sorry again. We're going to texture this. So let me grab a towel. There's a couple air bubbles in there. All right, well, I'm going to get the air bubbles out. I don't know where my blades are. There we go. And then we're just going to texture this back like that. And get rid of the holes that we made. And then we're going to set it back up. So now we're back to where we should be, and I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, so we are back. And we just pulled these out of the oven. And soaking them in water. So let me show you what we have. I made inch earrings as well as a 125. So basically this is the pendant. Okay, this is a 2-inch. And then that little easy back, what we'll do now is we're going to attach that back here. And that's basically it. So now you've got a hidden bail. But you can string like leather or wire or anything through that because it's curved up. And you can just hang it just like that. Okay, so that we're going to work on. And these are the earrings. So, of course, they're hollow. And as you can see, they're really a pain sometimes to fit together. So I'm not going to sand this. I'm just going to sand the corners a little bit for now. So this is a callus remover, And you can find these anywhere on Amazon. And this is all I use to sand all my pieces. I don't know why it's not working now. Did I just shut it off? There we go. This one's kind of getting old. It's not as fast as it normally is. So I'm going to have to order one of these this week. So the only thing I'm worried about sanding at this point are those 4, because these are thin enough. So I'm going to move that over a little bit. And the reason I like using this, and it's really slow, I'm sorry, it's about to die. I've had it for a long time. But it's, here, let me show you this. So basically, it is a callus remover. And on the callus remover, when it comes in the mail, it's just a piece of, I don't know what's on it, but it's just, it's really hard to explain. I don't know how it is, but I found these little things. Yeah, this guy's. I found these little pads, and it's got Velcro. Okay, and then I found sandpaper that's also Velcro on the bottom. So the cool thing is you can take a 400 grit, use that, pull it off, grab an 800 grit, put it on, and so until you buff it till it's really, really nice. Yes, they are faster than these, but they're cushioned so that they'll give. So if you've got corners like this that are a little bit round, it's awesome because it'll grip it all. But this is what I want to do, is get rid of these corners. I can't believe it's about to die. I do so much sanding, and I have so much more to sand, and now it's dying on me. Sometimes, yeah, you have to hold on to it because it can get away from you, especially if it goes a little faster. I just don't want such big corners. I honestly think I have one more of these brand new out of the box. So if I do and I find it, then I'll show you how that one works. But anyways, I'm just going to sand all these. And then I'll come back and show you how we put them together. I'm going to see if I can find another one of these. Be right back. Alrighty, so I don't have another one. Kind of bummed out about that, but I guess that gives me an excuse to buy another one, huh? So I got it down as far as I think I can do it. So now it's time to assemble. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is this one. And I'm going to grab some of that peacock pearl, and I'm going to put it through the machine at a 4. Which might be a little thick, but that's okay, because I'm going to end up thinning it out. So we're going to find the cutter that we used. Okay. I'm going to set that aside because we are going to use it again. Okay, and we're going to run this all along the bottom. Right here on the sides. Okay, so we get a nice bond. Not real happy with the way that turned out, but I think this is the side I want for the top. Okay, so we're just going to set it in there. About right there. I'm going to make sure there's glue on this side as well. And then I need glue on the outside. So now we're going to texture this. and it's going to get very sticky here in a minute. Can't remember which side it was. It was this one. Okay, and I don't want it all the way up to the top because it could flip. So I'm just setting it kind of a 1/4 inch down. Just about right there. Yeah, see, when your hands get really sticky, it makes it really hard to do this. I'm just going to check and make sure I got it facing the way it should. This has got a little bit more of a curve than my other one did. Okay, we're going to put this on top here. Okay, and now we're going to just start smoothing this onto our backing. So I want to make sure it's even. Okay, and then I'm just going to get a towel like before, and we're going to texture it. You know what? Sorry about this. But I think the last time I did this, I put a very thin coat on the back as well. And I think it made it easier for everything to stay together. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take a 2-inch, and I've got this cut at a 7. Press hard enough on that. We already got the glue on there, but we're going to add a little more. Okay. Okay, so as long as I got all the air bubbles out, that's all I'm worried about at this point. And we got a couple in there. Okay, now we're going to do this as the top. And trust me, I'm the one that just made this look a lot harder than it really is. I forgot this step. Okay, so now basically all you're doing is texturing it all so that it looks like one piece. Okay, and if you need a little bit on the edge, like I do right here, I'm just pushing it with my fingers. And I'll do a little bit of cleanup. Okay. So let me just smooth this down a little bit more so it kind of looks like one piece. Okay, one more last bit of texturing. Okay, and I'm just going to look and make sure that it's still up on top. Cut off all the extra here. So every time you squish, you'll want to do this and go on the sides because it'll all squish out to your sides. I haven't sanded the sides yet, so it's a little rough, which is why I'm having problems just going straight across. Not worried about that because I can always sand that down. Okay, so now we're just going to worry about the top here. And I got my nail in there. Okay, so let me go grab my blade and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. And now we're just going to clean out that edge. Get our hole back. Do the same on this side. And if I can't get out what's in there, that's okay. It comes out after baking. So I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so we are going to do one final texture maker right here. I don't know what happened to this piece, but it looks funky in that hole. So we're just going to kind of put this right in there. There we go. A little bit of junk right there. Okay, so I'm going to look right here. I don't know, I see that it kind of turned a little bit. Okay, so I just needed to turn it back so that it's facing up and down. Okay. And an area right here that doesn't have any clay on it. So I really want this to stick well. Obviously, you don't want the bail to come off. Okay. So we're going to go around one more time. Not worrying too much because I'm going to sand it. So I'm just going to get rid of some of that extra. Okay, so that's that. So we're going to put that in the oven. So now, let's see what we can do with these little guys. I'm going to do the same as I did on the other one. So I'm going to start it at a 4. And then I'll go to a 5. Okay. This one's a little more challenging for me. So that's the 1 inch. And that's the 125. Not worried about air bubbles because we're just putting this on for texture. So basically you're just going to line them up the best that you can, like that. No, we're not. I'll show you what we're going to do. It's kind of fun. Oops, sorry about that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take that first 125 that we made. I'm going to put a hole in the center of it. Okay. Doesn't matter if they're even. I know that I don't have them quite in the center, but I don't need it. I just need the outside. But I want these to stay hollow, which is why I put the hole in there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to line one of those on there and I'm going to push it in. Same with that one. And we're going to push it in. Okay, and I'm going to turn them both around. I'm going to put some more Bacon Bond on it without dropping it. Do the same to this side. Okay, and then you're going to line this up and put it on that other side, and you're going to squish. Make sure you have them lined up, and then squish. Going to do the same with this one. Make sure they're lined up, and then we're just going to squish them. Okay, so now I'll do those later. Okay, now we're going to take one more, and these I made at a number 5 as well. Okay. It's probably easier if I put it on this than that, because the less I can touch that, the better chance it doesn't move. And now we're just going to line that on the back, which is why I made it so thin in the first place, was because I knew I was going to put another layer on it. And again, we're going to texture it. And we're just going to push them out. Okay, so now it's up to you whether you want to come up to the side or leave them on the back and paint the sides. I'm going to put a black paint on the sides, so I'm not going to go all the way up. Either do black or blue, I don't know yet. And sometimes they will move, you just got to push them back in there. Okay, and then you can do the smear technique. But I'm going to wait until I cut this off. And yeah, they will move. Now, if you've got an easier way to do it, do it any way you want. This is just the way I do it, and sometimes I think it's just harder. So if you can think of a better way to do it that's faster, let me know. Okay, so basically I just want it to come straight to the side, and then see how I smear it off. Okay, so basically I just want to fill up that hole. A little more right there. I'm going to smear it. And yep, there goes the dogs again. I don't know what he's barking at now. Okay, so basically that's it. Just get it all nice and smeared, and then after it bakes, you're going to come back in here and sand it anyways. So you basically just want a nice smooth edge. And you kind of got to be careful because they do want to move. You know, if I'm smart, I should have probably baked this and then put the backing on. And it would have been a little bit easier holding these two pieces together. Okay, but anyways, that's it. Got it all nice and smooth on the side. And this stuff, all this extra right here on top, it's going to be sanded off. Okay, so it's still light and airy, so I'm going to go throw those back in the oven. I'll finish this one, and I will come back. Alrighty guys, we are back for the last time. Yes, our sander kind of bit the dust, so I'm not going to be able to show you these as beautiful as they're going to be. This was one I did yesterday. Okay, but I wanted to show you how these turned out and how I'm going to finish them up after I sand them. So basically, for the pendant, this is just some leather wire. It's pretty thin, or leather cord. Okay, so basically on the back, as you can see, you got like a hidden bail here. It's a little wet, and I still got some yuckies that got stuck. I think that it's grabbing. Alright, let's try that again. Or it's just because I'm a spaz sometimes. Alright. Okay, so basically, that's all you really need to do is buff it, sand it, and you got a really nice, let's see, here's some thicker cord. So this is one that we did yesterday, and this is backed with 18 karat gold. And this is, I think, a 2mm leather cord. So as you can see, after this is buffed and sanded, you got a really nice pendant. Or again, you can just use beading thread on here and add some seed beads that'll go through here, and it'll kind of hold it in place, and use that as a focal piece for a nice necklace. Okay, and as far as the earrings, I got a lot of sanding to do still, but let me, yay, we are actually plugged in, so everything's just everywhere in here today. So I'm trying to think of the best part I like. That's the short. I kind of like that right there. So basically, the easy part of this, and yes, I'm doing it by eye. Just straight down. Same thing here. Okay, and then I'm just going to probably grab, let me find we're going to do an eye pin. I don't know if I got any real long ones. We'll see. This might do the trick. So we'll put the eye pin in there. And we'll probably add some crystals or something on that side. Okay, and then we'll just make a little loop on that. We'll put the ear wires on that, and that's it. That's basically all it is. So this is the 125. I did make one at a 1 inch, which I think is probably a better size. It's not quite as big, but as you can see, I still got a lot of blue on the side. But anyways, that was it, and I don't know if I can update a video later, but when these are all sanded and ready to go to be buffed and everything's all done, I will show you another picture of them. So I hope you like that. Now go ahead and try and make it, and good luck to you, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.